Question 3. Can healing ourselves heal the world? And how can an individual work on themselves to create peace? And I've also added here, how do the traumas that are formed within the consciousness of humanity be healed? And, world peace starts with us finding peace with ourselves and in our own lives, and then with our family and friends. And if we focused on that, right, trying to fix the world or make the world wrong or, try to find the solution outside, things would progress a lot faster. If every individual did this work, or a huge amount of individuals did this work, the whole world would ultimately heal, and we would progress past a way of living where there's conflict and war and greed and evil. Most people do try to change the world, and instead they actually need to change themselves. It's not just change themselves, it's resolving the energies in themselves, the history, the pain, the traumas, the unresolved energies, the places where we're stuck, like an old record, like an LP where if there's a crack or anything is broken, the LP keeps skipping back to the same place, playing the same thing over and over again. And ultimately, even in the middle of life's many storms, we do have the capacity to stand in the center of our own peace. But the only way we can truly do this on a world level is to deeply work on ourselves, to clear our own shadow, to work with all the unresolved energies that we have inside us. And this is not easy because a lot of it is subconscious. So the biggest problem is bringing this to consciousness. We're not even aware that it's there. We just think it keeps happening to us from the outside. Why is it we struggle to feel peace sometimes? This is very much the same. This is, we carry the memory of conflict. We carry the memory of pain. We have fragmentation of our energy. We have energy blocks and unresolved history that replay the same scenarios in our lives. And in order to feel peace inside, our energy needs to flow freely. It's like we need to be comfortable going anywhere inside ourselves. We need to be comfortable with all emotions. We need to be comfortable with speaking our truth in front of other people. And if we don't, we're always going to bump into these walls we've built inside, and very often through the projection in other people. And another thing is, if we have expectations of how things should be and how other people should behave, we're bound to lose. I mean, it's we're trying to control something we cannot control, and we're being triggered by something that it's just not for us to be in charge of. The ego says once everything falls in place and people behave the way they should according to us, then I'll feel peace. But spirit, or our deeper soul truth, says find your peace within. And really let go of expectations of other people, and let go of how the world should be, or even to a certain extent how your life should turn out. Then everything will fall into place for you. And when I say let go of expectations of how your life should turn out, of course, setting your intentions and having a purpose and wanting to create something is wonderful. But sometimes the wisdom of the universe has a different plan for you, or the wisdom of the universe, spirit, God, knows where you're going. It has kind of seen your order, and it says, okay, we'll get you there. But the path to get there is not what you thought it could be or that it should be. So you get led in a different direction, and you might be taken through big tests in order to get there. So accepting that is part of finding peace within. So, when I really let go, when you accept your life as it is, when you do not judge, you do not create drama, and you let life's events come freely and really welcome the lessons they give you and they convey. When I'm willing to feel my own feelings, the feelings that the events in the world bring up, when you stop struggling, when you let go and know that God will always give you what is most appropriate for your soul's growth, emerging and thriving, then you'll have peace. And how can we generate peace within? The main part here is taking responsibility for dealing with your own shadow. Shadow meaning, again, all the repressed energies, all the things inside yourself, the emotions, the urges, the anger, whatever it is that you have buried. And taking back the projection, like blaming the outside world for how we feel on the inside, and bringing it back inside and say, okay, how do I work on me? And, this can be an overwhelming task. So really it has to do with integrating and working through one level at a time. Just one thing at a time. What is the next thing that comes up to your consciousness? Just work on that. And once that's cleared, you can start on the next one. You don't have to know the entire map or everything you have to deal with. Just take the next step. Keep doing the work on yourself. And ultimately, it will lead you to a path of peace, where peace is natural. You don't have to work on it. You don't have to try. It's just there. And, accept yourself. Accept that the things you've gone through, you've had to go through. And you might need to forgive yourself. You might have things you're shameful of or that you feel guilty about. Where you feel like maybe there's something about you that's not as good as it could be. And so deeply forgiving ourselves, knowing that on some level, whatever it is that you did or didn't do, you were doing the best you could. And this also requires us to start looking at how we can forgive people around us for where they are at. They make mistakes. They do things that are sometimes outrageous. And we need to set appropriate boundaries with people around us and know when we need to walk away and when to stand up for ourselves. But we also need to release the entanglement of energy and say, I am willing to let go of my expectations of this person and forgive. Forgive doesn't mean saying that what they did is okay, but it means letting go of hope that the situation will ever be different and just surrendering and accepting that. And at least finding peace in you, You don't have to carry that negative energy. You don't have to be an aggressor. You don't need the revenge. You don't need to carry the anger and the poison inside. So let go of hoping that they'll improve or hoping that they'll understand what they've done to you. Just find that inside yourself. I've been amazed to see, in relationships that I've had in the past where, whether it's with family or friends or, once I stopped expecting that person to change and I found the energy inside of me that was making me want them to change, and I changed that instead. In many cases, those relationships changed. They healed as well. They found love. They found peace inside themselves. And it transformed. Either that or the resonance of the relationship ended and we released each other. And so letting go is a huge part of this generating peace within.